All right, there we go. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2. It's Tongfu versus ForLove. I almost forgot who was playing. It's been a long couple of days for us, for the players, especially for Tongfu. They had a very long day yesterday. First, a best out of 2, and then follow that up with 3 tiebreak matches. They actually give the MVP to Hao. And overall, I guess he was the more consistent player throughout the match. We did see some questionable plays from Mu on the Night Stalker. At times, Long DD, a great laning Chen. Later on, didn't have a huge impact, but hey, that's the hero for you. I still say, overall, especially for Long DD, because of how difficult yesterday was, I would say he's the MVP. Speaking of which, you heard that giggle in the background. I'm LD, but the giggle in the background is none other than Statsman Bruno. Bruno, welcome back. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come here and cast with us.
It's my pleasure. I mean, I'm having fun. These games are being great, and it's good to see different kind of Dota right now. It's one of the good things about watching Group A and Group B is that the two groups were extremely different one from another, and it's really fun, like going from one group to the other. And now they're colliding, and you see the Tongfu, the way they played in Group B, more. Well, you know how they play just right now with the Night Stalker and the ganking. And ForLove with also as a ganking lineup, but differently in a way, with the long Keeper of the Light, Earthshaker, and these long pushers and team fight controllers. It didn't work so well, but maybe next game we will see something interesting.
Yeah, and we go back to the laning stage. You offensive trialing with a Windrunner and Earthshaker and a Keeper of the Light. That is one of the scariest offensive trialings in the game. Also one of the strongest defensively with Windrun and Fissure to get you out of a jam. And you pointed out the lack of proper vision. That ruined them in the tri-lane. And once they gave up those early kills, it completely flipped on its head. Also, we can look at the Panda fail mid early on, going for that Primal Split kill on Night Stalker. But it happened right as it turned to nighttime, so the timing just not quite right. And also the early TP scroll picked up on the Lion. I gotta say, I still believe, like you do, that really ForLove outdrafted Tongfu, had the better lane, should have gone into the mid game with a much bigger lead than they did. In fact, they were behind in that mid game. But what do you know? We're in game 2. And Keeper of the Light will not be available, nor will the Lone Druid, in fact. But Tongfu, they get the first pick. It's always been Batrider or Nyx Assassin that if teams aren't banning, are getting first picked. And Tongfu, they get their hands on it this game.
Yep, it's Batrider. And, I mean, if this was an European match, you know that Batrider is going mid. But right here, we've seen lots of teams going for the offlane, and even especially going for the jungle Batrider. For the first 3 or 4 levels, you stack that big cap and kill them all with a Firefly, so you get a quick level 3 or even level 5 if you want to keep greedy stacking. And then you get all the possibilities because, I mean, I still consider that Batrider is one of the best early game laning heroes because at level 2 you can get a potential for a kill if you have a long lane or if you're in mid and the enemy is playing really greedy. But it also helps having that lots of gold from the start and get that quick blink dagger and get things
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that jungle Batrider can get it really fast. He's a very versatile laning hero. Let's see who's going to be playing at this game. I assume Veronica in the off lane. I think that's how the Tongfu's been running it. But I'm not 100% sure. ForLove, they go for the Shadow Demon Anti-Mage. So they get the very powerful split-pushing hero. I'm interested to see where he's going to be laning this game. I assume it'll be that standard safe lane Anti-Mage, especially with Batrider, who could go mid. That's not a good matchup for Anti-Mage. But we'll see. If they go for that melee mid controller, we may see ForLove go back to what they did earlier in the tournament and try to get that 1v1 matchup. Even a Night Stalker can be tough, though. Just auto-attack trades from Night Stalker are going to favor him. And Void Spam at the early level still hurts, even if you get a point in Spell Shield. But it's just something unusual that we have seen from ForLove that we do mention as a outside realm of the possibility, but it is still there. And they go for Shadow Demon Anti-Mage. We may see that Banana Prophet as one of their picks here.
You know what I'm concerned about? I mean, you said that Batrider is Veronica's hero, and I agree. But Magnus is still in game.
Oh, we could see a Moo Batrider and then a Veronica Mag, and then how do you win it? How do you have the initiation advantage? You're never going to be able to out-initiate Tongfu with those two heroes.
Yeah, and Shadow Demon is a great defensive hero. That disruption can save your life, and Anti-Mage is really hard to lock down. But I mean, if you give Batrider with the lasso giving you 3 seconds of disable plus the RP, I mean, it's going to be great. I think the problem right now about Tongfu is that they're thinking if they get that, well, they have to go mid with the Batrider, and I'm not sure they want to do that. But they keep going for what worked before, so they're going for Chen and Faceless Boy.
Interesting. They turn to the Void again. This is a hero that can prove a nuisance for the anti-mage later on in the game. He won't outfarm him, he won't outpush him, but in the team fights, if Void Chronos AM, he can focus him down. They also have the Lasso to lock him in position. And Bash. Bash, Chrono, and Lasso. You need mass lockdown to deal with anti-mage. They already have quite a bit of it. And let's see what ForLove goes for. I feel they really need something like a Beastmaster. Maybe a
They can go for the Magnus.
Oh, the Magnus, yes, even better. But this gives them what they need, which is a great counter initiate, a great team fighting, kind of, their team fight controller. That was what they didn't have, and that's what they get.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they know that if they don't pick the Magnus, it's going to be banned, unless they pick another clearly offlane hero. But Magnus is so versatile. They can even run it mid if they want. I mean, it's a strong mid, and against Bad Rider, I mean, not the best one of them. But if you get 5 or 6 napalm stacks, you can skewer to your tower and be safe. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a versatile hero. It gives you great initiation. It kind of synergizes with the anti-mage because of the... Well, you give him the Empower and a Battle Fury.
Oh, yeah. Did you saw the Did you see that one clip yesterday of Vici Gaming's mag?
Tongfu. Yeah, the Tongfu.
Oh,
yes.
It was a 5-man RP. I watched the replay, and even Winter thought it was only 4. It was 5. The entire enemy team was caught in that RP, and they all just melted. And then even later on in the final game of the day, it was Tongfu who had the mag as well. They had a crazy RP at the end of the game, not as good as that Vici Gaming one. This hero had a big day yesterday. Mag really won some crucial games for his team.
You know what reminded me that RP reminded me of that EG game versus Navi. It was not a Magnus, it was a Darkseer. Fear had this event with lots and lots of damage.
Oh yeah.
And he just insta-wiped the whole Navi team with one swipe of that sword after a vacuum. It was pretty much like this. I mean, this one was a bit slower, but still as effective.
It's with Sven. It feels like an arcade game, it doesn't feel like Dota because it's one hit and everyone dies. At least with the other cleaving melee carries, sure they're dying, but you'd get 3 or 4 auto attacks, so it looks a little bit less ridiculous, but it has the same effect. And ForLove, they ban out the Queen of Pain. What are they looking to run mid here? What matchup are they worried about? It's also a really nice combo with the Void. The one thing Tongfu is a bit lacking on, it could be damage in these fights. Sure, they've got Batrider who can do a lot. Void can later on, but in the early to mid-game fights, they don't have that big AoE damage dealer, and, well, they're going to ban out the Queen of Pain, just trying to prevent Tongfu from getting their hands on that. This also may suggest that they're looking to run the Mag mid, because Queen of Pain can make life very difficult for Mag.
Yes. But I don't know. I mean, at this moment, they have their 5, they have their hard support, they have their anti-mage. They have maybe a mid and off-laner, so they're looking for another mid or off-laner, and another support that might be a jungler, but they don't like running jungle that much. So, and they ban Enigma. So, at this moment, I don't know. I mean, Rubik's taken now by Tongfu, and it's a great pickup because you can still. I mean, Rubik is not good still in the RP or the Skier because you don't want to be in the middle of a fight. But I mean, still it can make an impact. And if you steal the Shadow Demon Disruption or even the Purge, you can be quite annoying. And
oh, yeah.
Rubik is a great hero
You
overall.
can get some anti-mages for your team, and that gives them a lot of lockdown, too. Disruption and Lift, that's 2 more very powerful teamfight lockdown abilities. And also with the Shadow Demon, having this Lift, maybe he doesn't get that initial Disrupt off, then you can jump him and pick him off. It's also a hero that gives you that initial lockdown for anti-mage. That's something they don't really have. Even Lasso isn't the most reliable lockdown. It's got that split second where you have to cast it. The Telekinesis Lift, it's instant. You just cast it and they're thrown up in the air. And you can also steal Blink to set it up. So I really like this pick. It synergizes well with their lineup because they're not really looking to be too aggressive in the laning stage, but they do have that option to go roamy with the Chen Rubik, but most likely they want to get a lot of levels and early farm on the supports, and this is a hero that will really benefit from that. So I think it fits their draft quite well, and frankly, Rubik getting through, he's been seeing a lot of play. I'm a little surprised teams aren't more inclined to ban him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting right now because Faceless Void and Rubik and Chen will clearly be going defensive. There's no way you can go offensive with a tri-lane. And Anti-Mage and Shadow Demon makes me think that they're going for the defensive tri-lane as well. So maybe we'll see more traditional laning coming up. And if you go for that, I mean, if you're clear on running that Magnus mid, you can get an off-lane, another heavy farming hero. I don't know. I mean,
I wonder,
they're going for Puck.
Are they? Because the last time they played the Puck, I think it maybe it was you, or maybe it was AK. Oh, Bruno, it was a very sad tale for that puck. Oh, I remember what happened. I think he had 2 salves and 6 tangos, and he tried to go pull the wave like a bounty hunter back to his tower on the dire side as the offlaner. And he ended up getting caught in the trees. He orbed through the trees, and then he tried to tango his way out. He used a salve and 3 tangos, tried to escape, and he gave up a first blood. That was one of the saddest pucks you'll ever see. Like, that's like if it's your birthday, and instead of getting a cake, you get grenades. I mean, it was brutal, dude.
That really hurts. Did they run that off lane that time? Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
right?
they ran it off lane. So I don't know if they'll do it this game. With the way Tongfu's finished off their draft, it looks like a bat mid, a Prophet either off lane or just jungling, and then that defensive tri lane you mentioned.
Yeah, they can even go if they really want. Yeah. I think they can even go with the off lane bad rider and the mid Nature's Prophet. I think that your way is probably the most clear way. And the Leshrac in the last pick for ForLove, which gives them a Shadow Demon Leshrac combo, which is very dreaded because with that disruption, you know you're going to land that stun. And once you get to level 2 with the Soul Catcher and the Edict, if you opt to go for it, that's a lot of damage.
The one thing is, I almost want to say they could go offensive tri lane and get the AM versus Prophet matchup, and it looks like maybe they're thinking about it. Shadow Demon Disruption to set up the... we saw a very similar kind of offensive tri-lane with Mag, Sand King, +1. I think the +1 was Keeper of the Light from IG, but this is a lane that has a lot of harassment power. It was dangerous last game. ForLove, they went for the offensive tri-lane. It should have been... it was a much stronger one, I feel, but it didn't work out anyway, and that Chen was really the bane of their existence, and they are going aggressive against the Prophet, but the good news is they're probably getting that 1v1 matchup for 2-2. And with the poor matchup, he can just dominate the Prophet. So I will introduce the players, but just real quickly, let's see if they're going to clash. They are going to run into each other, scout each other out.
They seem not to want to fight. So no one seems.
It may be enough. It's not clear yet. It could be. What are the items looking like? Sentry's picked up a banana. I mean, it could go either way. They could offensive tri-lane this. They could leave the Mag alone. And Mag actually does pretty well against the Void. And even Rubik's not the best at zoning him out. So I'm not saying they will, but if they wanted to go aggressive, it's an option for them. And they could really punish this Void in the laning stage. And their AM's going to get free farm against Prophet. Prophet can't slow him down. And then the mid lane, Puck versus Batrider. Batrider really should never kill Puck. That just shouldn't happen.
No, that shouldn't happen. At least until level 6, but even then. Want to introduce the players real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. 8K on the Magnus, Hopi soloing the offlane. Hansi on the support Shadow Demon, heading back towards top. You as the solo mid Puck. Banana as the support Leshrac. And last but not least, it's Tutu on the anti-mage, so they're not going aggressive.
Great. So in the bottom lane, we have Hao on the face display like before, Sansheng on that Rubik, Chen will be on the jungle, Long DD. In the mid lane, we have Mu on that Bad Rider, and top lane trying to fend off against a tri-lane, it's Veronica with Nature's Prophet.
Veronica's not going to be very happy about this. He saw 3 heroes bottom, and he thinks he's alone.
Look at that,
Veronica. This is definitely a first blood. There is no way out. And Shadow Demon takes it. Really wanted to give it to the Void, but hey, they got the first blood. Veronica really should have seen that coming.
To the anti-mage, preferably.
Yeah, you'd love to see Tutu get it.
Yep.
And they can keep on doing that. He's going to have to transition into the jungle. He doesn't have any vision here, and... you know, AM can just solo him as well, so I don't think he's going to get much done top, but he's going to try. Maybe he'll just look to pull the wave, but even then, ForLove can disrupt that pretty easily. Because the AM can just tank the creeps and drag them away from the tower, so the lane's not actually going to push necessarily.
Exactly, and they can keep, they can keep pushing all the, they can pull the easy camp, they can pull this camp and then into the hard camp right here. It's great. In the bottom lane, I mean, what are we getting as a trade? That Magnus is level 2, so he got 1 level, so he can get a couple assists with the Shockwave. Sunshine is being really aggressive and playing hide and seek with him, and he's not finding him.
Yeah, the problem is, I think I touched on this very quickly, Rubik can't really zone enemy heroes out of the lane that effectively. It's a great setup. Oh, mid lane. A lot of blows being traded, but Puck will orb away. Kind of playing it close. He does have the magic stick out, and I will see the bottle coming next. And Mu actually running a little bit low in regen, but his bottle is already on the courier. He did go for an eco build. He is rushing it. But yeah, that bottom lane, Rubik can't really zone Magnus out. He doesn't have that much auto attack damage, and Mag's very tanky with the stout shield. And you don't have a big, powerful nuke, like a, you know, say an Edict or something along those lines, where you can just run next to him and make him skewer away.
Yeah, and they're trying actually. Well, look at the block. Well, it worked well.
Oh.
It's already blocked. I don't think. Yeah, they probably see him there. The illusion.
So he is playing in the dark, but what is he really playing in the dark against? I guess it's the Chen, mainly if Long DD rotates down here. They might be able to kill him if Void gets some lucky bashes, but I feel like he's going to have to. And he is maxing
really...
time lock. It's a smart build.
Yeah, it's really hard because, I mean, even with the lock from the Dark Troll net, you can still scare away. So you need a center stand to actually make sure that he's not running away at all, because that scare is going to make him really, really fast. And he's still level 2, but once he gets level 3, the scare range is getting longer and longer. 800 range is still much longer than the Faceless Void jump. He's just 7.
I gotta point out, Bruno, this Void has 16 denies. Sure, you're a melee hero, and actually Mag still got the same experience as the Prophet. In fact, he's got more. But there's 18 denies, so that is really helping to equalize matters.
Yep, I mean...
Oh, they're smoked up. They want to go on Veronica again. They're going to easily claim him here. Split Earth as long as it hits. Yep. That just happened.
Oh, unless Rock takes the last hit, that Animage must be pissed off. It's like, why can't I get the last hit?
Mid lane, Moose diving puck, but this may be a mistake. There's no orb, so he's not gonna... He had 8 wand charges. I'm honestly surprised Moo manned up that far. Now he's not gonna Firefly to clear off the creep wave. He doesn't really want to go in, because if he takes an orb, he could drop very low. And he's not gonna be able to push the lane out. It's gonna be the puck doing it, so miscue from him. Now the rune spawn's bottom. And, well, that's going to help them. And, in fact, now he's going back in. Puck gets pushed to the low ground. Oh, boy. That could be big trouble. He's got the orb, though. He's going to make a beeline for the bottom rune, I think. But, no, he can't. He's got to orb to the high ground. He will orb. He will phase shift. Shadow Demon's rotated. And Prophet TPing in as well. Or, no, canceling his TPs. Looks like now Mag getting caught. Mag is the one who might drop. He pulls Chen back in. Prophet has joined the fight. There's Veronica. And in comes Yu. Is going to have his self-cancel. Very slow to turn away here. That sticky napalm being a total nuisance. No phase shift. Just disrupted. But now surrounded by the Triads. Triad could be the hero here. Where's that auto attack from Sanctuary? One more. They will bring him down. Now Sanctuary's going to party middle lane. Oh, the disco ball's waving, and meanwhile, Anti-Mage and Void, both of them free-farming. Void's up to 24 denies, but it almost doesn't matter, because Mag, at this point, because Mag hasn't even been here for the last 8 or so.
I mean, it's good because it means that you're controlling the lane and you're getting, well, the creep boy next to your tower. But it doesn't really matter, as you say. I mean, it's just for show at the moment.
Yeah, because Veronica still has to walk back top. He just has his boots, so he's not getting these creeps anyway.
And I believe that mid lane is kind of even. Yeah, Pac just died there, but I mean... But Ryder doesn't have a clear advantage. He's closer to the boots right now. Well, he has the boots, and Pac doesn't, which is a huge difference once he gets level 6.
Yeah, and if he gets a nice flame break, you can push Puck back in. The one thing you have to be careful about is when he uses that orb to farm, like we saw right there. Now there's no way out. He may actually drop to this. In fact, I don't think he can escape. Even with a phase shift, there's no chance. You really have to save that orb for defensive play. He throws it out to push, and then immediately Moo capitalizes. And also, the key point that you made, no boots on the Puck. That really cost him, so give Moo credit, but also the Puck just playing too aggressively. You need to save that orb.
Yeah, that was borderline bad play. I mean, I'm not anyone to actually judge pro players, but
let's be honest, he needed to save it.
Yes, he really needed it. He probably felt overconfident there, but... Oh, are they going against Veronica again? No, I don't think they can.
They're spending a lot of time on Veronica. I would say it's almost overkill. Like, I'd rather see them try and pressure Moo mid, and there's no vision. It's after 6 minutes, so even if there were wards, they're gone, and... I mean, they know there's a couple wards bottom because they saw the D-warding. Then they're actually going to catch Veronica out. Anti-Mage throws the ult, and they will get the kill.
Not again.
I feel like I'd rather see them pressure the Batrider, but he's in the jungle now, so I guess they're not going to be able to find him.
Well, I mean, it's the easy kill, and even if Anti-Mage is not getting this last hit as much as he wanted, it's still a couple, like 100 gold or maybe 80 gold each time they kill it. It's a couple creeps. It means that the Nature's Prophet, which is a very fast farmer, is not getting anywhere anytime soon. I mean, it's okay. It's what they can get right now, and it's what they're getting.
The problem, Batrider's getting close to his blink. Up to
Veronica's dying again.
Oh, Veronica! Oh, he TP's into the middle of the entire enemy team. Picked off again. I guess if he's going to give you this many kills, then maybe it becomes worth it. Batrider's joining the fight, though. He's looking to pick up Banana. Banana will be very hard to escape from this one. No way out for him. That Banana just got a little bit desiccated, and then yeah. I'm thinking of what is it called when a banana gets all those black spots? Just rotten.
Overripe, something like that.
Yeah, right. That banana's looking a little too ripe. That's what I wanted to say. Would have been a lot funnier. Oh well.
Oh well, it was a nice try.
You were not amused by that joke. You were very unamused. You're like, that's the least funny thing I've ever heard someone say in my entire life.
Actually, it's really funny watching you because you love your analogies, but you don't know where you're heading to when you start one.
Sometimes I get to the right spot, and sometimes it's like sometimes I just drive off a cliff, you know? Yeah. And there's no way out once it's clear that you're trying to make one, but hey.
You have to go for it. Like...
You're along for the ride with me, Bubba, so you better pick up the slack.
Puck failed at guessing the runes, but Leshrac is going to get it. Maybe now they can go for the Bat Rider mid.
Oh, the courier might get ganked here. Long DD wants to pick it off. This will be a big play. Not able to.
It's a naked Greevil. Come on, play Greeveling. Get a decent Greevil, not that naked one.
Bruno, Moose almost got his Blink Dagger. And Anti-Mage, a hero that it can be devastating and can outfarm that Void, but with the early Blink of Bat, they may be able to smoke up and kill him off. Especially with that telekinesis to start off the fight, or to stop him from blinking away.
Running again top lane. I mean, should I be still saying this?
He shouldn't be in this lane. Honestly, just go to the jungle. There's plenty of safer farm to be had. It's a mistake to be here, because he's not shutting down Tutu's farm either.
Not at all. I mean, he's just feeding him farm,
and
actually.
Look, Void's 10 CS ahead, and did he get that tower? Yeah, he got the tower, and Tutu's still dead even when it comes to farm. It's because of all the kills.
Yep. I mean, at this point, you have to give up. He's level 5. I mean, it's decent for an offlaner. I mean, if you look at Magnus, he's level 5 as well, so he's keeping even levels. But if that means dying 5 times, and always in the same way, at least buy some wards and get some vision, because that way you're not helping your team.
Oh,
as I say that, it's his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's got the Blink. Void has the Chrono, and the Prophet is going to be level 6 soon. ForLove, a relatively squishy lineup. They've got 3 heroes in the Puck, the Leshrac, the Shadow Demon. That Prophet ult will hurt, and the push is continuing. Long DD really applying pressure well in both of these games. Void's jumped in. He's going to Chrono Hansi once the Shadow Demon. Look at the damage from those bashes in the Chrono. That's a lot. Now onto the Puck. Puck may fall here as well. He should fall. Phase shifts, but just not able to escape. Drops the Dream Coil. It's too late. The Bat Rider blink, very fast blink, and they're making them pay. Sure, Veronica's giving up these kills. They ganked him 3-4 times, but they didn't stop the Blink Dagger. And Prophet's a hero who still offers something without a lot of items or farm. Whereas Bat Rider really needs the blink to have a huge impact, but he's got it 10 minutes in. Now the wand and another smoke. I think not ganking this Bat Rider, not slowing him down, was a big mistake.
It's kind of tough for them now, because the only thing that's going good for them is that Animage getting lots of farm. Magnus is finally level 6, but he feels that he needs a little bit more. I mean, he managed to farm an Arcane Boots, which is pretty decent on him, but I mean, just with that, it's not going to make an impact until we see the more 5v5 team fights mid.
I'm reading the chat right now. Bruno says, "You failed to amuse me." So we are going to see the AM as well as the Void rushing Battle Furies, and Claymore is going to be available. And when it comes to that Battle Fury rush, it looks like they're about even. The thing is, the Void went for Tread, so he'll be maybe a tiny bit slower, but only very slightly, because he's a little bit ahead when it comes to farm. And getting the Battle Furies out at a similar time, Anti-Mage will pull ahead when it comes to farm, but you got to remember with Tongfu, they're not entirely reliant on this AM. Sure, Prophet's been slowed down, but if Veronica wants to go for a Midas, which he can this game, because Long DD is farming well enough to get the mech, then he can start to catch up and be a threat later on. Whereas for ForLove, where are the other heroes besides AM who are having a good start? Mag has Arcane Boots, that's it. And then Puck, nowhere near the Blink Dagger. That's the big thing. This Puck is just, he's a key teamfight hero for them, but until he gets that Blink, he's just food for the Bat Rider.
Yeah, and ForLove is, they're forfeiting the tier 1 towers right now. I mean, Animage was farming there, instead of trying to get some heroes to defend it, it's just TPing bottom, getting some more farm. I don't think they can even defend, it's just Shadow Demon there by himself.
Oh, he's got to get out. If he gets netted, he's dead.
Yeah.
I think he's in a lot of trouble here. There's no backup for Hansi. Oh, Brubik's getting blocked. He's not able to get the lift. Meanwhile, mid lane, Prophet gets picked off again. 6 deaths. 6 of the 7 kills are this Prophet. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Anti-Mage dies. That's the much bigger kill. They did blow a Chrono and a Lasso, but totally worth it to kill that AM. The Battle Fury timing now going to be faster for the Void. And the tier 1 tower is looking to drop. In comes the Mag. Mag's looking for that RP. Here's Leshrac as well. Sangchain's in trouble. Sangchain, oh, RP catches Long DD and all the creeps. Now the Split Earth following up. They're going to bring him down. And the creeps being massacred as well. It looks like Rubik actually got sent home. So Rubik lives. Great presence of mind from the Chen there to send him back to base.
It was great presence of mind from ForLove as well, because as soon as they saw that Rubik was getting sent back and they were nowhere close to killing him, they just let him walk, let him do whatever he wanted to do, and they just straight went for the Chen. Not only that, they got the creeps as well. I mean, you know how the creeps gave them a headache all game long before.
Top lane, here comes the Void. They will get away.
Yeah, they will get away. And the tower is still standing, so they can take Soul Ace into that. But Puck is really low life, although much closer to the Blink Dagger than before. The tower is going to fall anytime now. Because Hansi by himself, there's no way a Shadow Demon can hold a Faceless Void, a Chen, and a Rubik.
Here's another interesting difference in this game. I'm going to take a look at the gold graph as well. It's a lead for the Radiant, but it's actually dipping quite a bit. 2,000 gold lead, about a little under 2,000 experience, it looks like, after the latest.
It's the towers. It's the towers.
It's the towers, but they do have a slight experience lead, which with the Chen and Prophet is to be expected to some extent. But here's the thing. Who's building the mech on ForLove? Because for Tongfu, they've already pretty much got it. I think Chen's mech might be on the way. No, it's not yet, but after this tower, it should be coming out the next couple of minutes. And ForLove, maybe it's the Mag this game, but he also needs a Blink. I feel like that Blink is almost more important. They've got to get a great Initiate to kill Tongfu. And without the mech, suddenly the Rubik becomes a real threat in these fights, doing a lot of AoE damage. Same for the Batrider. Like, the burst damage of Tongfu is quite scary. You need a mech and you need the Blink, and they don't have anyone who can farm it. There's no Keeper of the Light, and the Mag, you know, could go for it, I suppose, but it's not ideal. You really want him to be able to initiate.
Yeah, you don't want that. I mean, maybe the Pack can go for it after his Blink Dagger, but that will mean that
he's too squishy.
It's going to be really delayed. Yeah, it's going to be really delayed.
Like those key team fight items, Tongfu are just going to get them out much quicker this game, and that's a concern for me.
Yeah. But anyways, they're trying to make something happen right now. That anti-mage, you see, well, he has his Battle Fury now, and 40 minutes is quite a decent timing.
So does the Void. And they're looking to maybe go on top.
The problem is that anti-mage, just with that, is not enough. I mean, you can't go into a team fight just with the boots and a Battle Fury, because your paper, 800 health. You do have 1 point in Spell Shield, but that's not enough. I mean,
bottom lane, Chrono is thrown. It actually whiffs completely. I think he was just trying to catch Shadow Demon, and Puck is going to orb the safety over the Chrono. Doesn't get caught, though. Batrider jumps in, looking to go on Hansi. He'll get Flame Breaks. He'll get burst down. Now onto the Puck. Needs to lasso, but Coil is going to stop that. Jumping forward is How. How is low. He gets RP'd. He dies to the Mag Shock. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage just pushing out the middle lane from the looks of things. Now they're chasing out to AK. What was stolen? It's Shockwave. No damage. The Flame Break pushing him back to safety. I think with that, he will be able to live. He either... Oh, it looks like he's salved up there. He will escape in the end. And the Anti-Mage finally gets some breathing room. Void dies. For me, the big thing, though, Tutu wasn't fighting. Because, Bruno, I was about to say it's not safe for him to farm in the lanes right now because of the Batrider Blink. And that's a big problem because Anti-Mage, you don't get the Battle Fury just to farm. You get it to push the lanes and pressure the enemy team. But with the Batrider being dead and showing his face bottom, now Tutu can start to pressure.
Yes, and that means a couple minutes for safe farm for Anti-Mage. The key thing was that Chronosphere. The Chronosphere was way off, and that was unfortunate. Even though they got 2 kills there, the Faceless Void died, which is what shouldn't happen at all for Tongfu.
And Puck is
the way that, yep. Oh, that's a game changer actually. The thing is that Faceless Void in game 1 worked because he didn't die. Early game, he was just against a very offensive Trilem, but he was surviving all the time. And as long as you're alive, you can get some farm, you can make things happen. But if you're dead, it's not only you not farming, it's also the relief for the support players to farm, for the carry player to farm, and more map control for the enemy team. Speaking of map control, they're probably going for Ocean any minute now.
I'm not really happy with Tutu's movement after that fight. He should have been pushing the top lane further. Like, he should have known that it was safe to push. Void was dead. Yeah, Void's there now, but he wasn't earlier. They're going on to Chen. Long DD, maybe in trouble here. There's the disruption. Prophet TP's in. But what can Veronica actually do in this fight? I'm not sure that he can really offer much to his team. He's getting caught and surrounded. Mag is going to be here. He gets picked off just basically. How many times has he died? Prophet has just struggled as a hero in this tournament. Now Anti-Mage getting pulled down, and then Chrono, but actually holding the Batrider there. The bash is inside of Chrono, bringing Tutu low. He could have been split pushing Bruno. He joins the fight. Then he dies. I don't know about that. RP's up, and the creeps will fall. Mag's still hunting. He wants some more kills. Can the double blink semi-carries, the gankers, can they find some openings? No, they're going to back off. He could have this could have been a solid 3 minutes of split pushing and farm for him. And, you know, ForLove could just be playing this more defensively with the supports, but Anti-Mage joining the fights and doing it very early. And also, he's going for a Vlad's. This is an item that does really nothing for you against Bat or Void in the fights. It's a split-pushing item. And going for this build, but coming to the fights, it just doesn't add up.
No, I mean, he maybe just tried to go for the fight because he was kind of near. But then again, I mean, he was instantly locked down, and he's... How much health does he have? 853 HP.
Yeah.
That's really nothing.
That's like one bash inside Chrono and you're pretty much dead.
Yep.
Maybe, and a couple regular auto attacks. And, you know, if he's going to come to the fights, you have to wait until the Chrono and the Lasso are both used. And even then, you could still get lifted, and then maybe, you know, if Rubik's still on Split Earth, he could use that as well. But if he's going to come, it's got to be later. He can't jump in that quickly. He's got to make sure those key lockdowns have already been applied to his teammates, and not doing that. A mistake for him. And still, Hal's ahead in net worth. I don't think there's anything on the Courier. So, yeah, really, Anti-Mage should be ahead. He could have been farming for a solid 3-4 minutes more than the Void with the amount of fighting the Void's been doing.
Yeah, and I mean, he should go for Treads right now.
Here
because
comes Bat, AK, getting caught. But can they find the kill?
No, I don't think they can kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they
If
do.
you skewer into the flames, then you can. Here comes the counter initiate. Then the TP out attempted by Moo. Can they disrupt him? No, it looks like he'll be stunned by the Split Earth. Then brought down. Was that TP canceled? It was. Now Veronica looking to fall. Great counter initiations from ForLove. And this time Anti-Mage doing the correct thing. Not joining the fights. He's split pushing. They do get a tower bottom in exchange, but killing the Bat and the Prophet. Not a bad trade. And I think that's what ForLove want. They really want to get these trades while Anti-Mage pushes.
Yep, and now he comes back and pushes the lane a bit. I mean, farms the lane that is pushed from top. Well, I mean, this is favorable to ForLove. Actually, wow, they're ahead in kills, and probably most because of all those kills to the Nature's Prophet. Veronica, I mean, as a pro player, dying so much, it kind of reminds me of Malk in that famous game. I mean, kind of has to hurt. Yeah, the Venno game, but I mean, you know that when your carry is getting something in trail, well, you don't really mind that much dying. But I mean, this Anti-Mage is getting bigger and bigger, and will it make an impact?
He's coming to yet another fight. He may catch Hansi. Give Veronica credit. He's still fearless. He doesn't care that he's died 8 times. He's still joining the fights. This is another... I mean, it's sort of the same story with him as the Anti-Mage, right? Because he's going for Midas. He's going, you know, for a farming-oriented Prophet. He's not really building to fight early, and yet he continues to join them. Another hero that's probably not playing his role properly in this game.
Yeah, but Magnus now has enough money for the Blink Dagger, and he's buying it right away, yeah. The Blink Dagger is coming to him in 5 seconds, so if they decide to fight right now, they have the Blink initiation from the Puck and the Magnus, and that's huge. You can win any.
Big fight at Roshan. Puck gets picked off. This could be an easy Rosh opportunity for Tongfu. They want another, and Anti-Mage, he's got to start pushing out the lanes. There's a bash on 2-2. He could get Chrono, but it's not quite enough yet for Hal to bring him down. They're still chasing Banana. They're still chasing. This is buying time for Puck to respawn. They had 4 heroes at Rosh. They didn't have the Void there, and I guess without him, they're not confident they can take it. One thing they lack... Well, they have vision, but they haven't de-warded, so ForLove still see everything that's going on. 2-2 mana voided. Wow.
Yeah, just to counter the TP. That was great. I mean, he was TPing away, so he cancelled the TP, and now they can't go for Roche as fast. So Hal decides to farm.
That's really smart, and unfortunate. You know, unfortunate for how either he could have gone for Roche, or maybe they could have just grouped up and pushed mid, and ForLove, they wouldn't have been able to get the tier 2 top during that time, so they could have gotten another objective on the map, but like you said, they canceled the TP. That's a nice play by the Anti-Mage.
Yep, and now they're trying to push... Faceless Boy looking at him. I mean, he maybe thinks he's alone, but with that Blink Dagger... Oh, look at that!
Blink RP, he's got the Chrono. They need to focus him down quickly. He doesn't have any mana for the Chrono, but he will time walk to safety. 1 or 2 more auto attacks, and he wouldn't have had it, so gets away just in the nick of time.
Yep, and the Anti-Mage is probably now trying to farm. Yeah, he has his threads up, and he's going for a Yasha, going for the Manta against that Faceless Void. Means that when you're in Chronosphere, well, you won't be doing much, but once out of Chronosphere, you can mana burn him away, and you can do lots of damage to him, to any of the supports. I mean, all the other heroes are really squishy, other than Bat Rider, but Bat Rider dies to Anti-Mage the same, so...
Look! Well, speaking of that Bat Rider, Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, and Force Staff. When Prophet gets a Hex, nowhere will be safe.
Yep.
It's going to be a while. Well, it doesn't look like he's going for it, though. He's going for the Necro, which will help them better in their group up, and they have the better group up lineup at this point. Anti-Mage really needs to be pushed out the lanes. He is doing so. They catch out Banana. Banana's going to melt. No chance there. I don't know why they're trying to defend this. There's no RP. I really don't think they can fight here, but they're trying to defend, and they're paying for it. Anti-Mage is going to look to claim the Tier 1 bottom as a trade, but Roche is open to Tongfu, and really, can ForLove fight this? I don't see them being able to.
You know how jumped there and forfeited their lives? I mean, he was out of mana. He jumped and he miscalculated the mana. He couldn't chrono, so he just kind of looked dazzled there and went back.
He was blinded by the light. Oh, wow. Disruption was stolen by Sangchen. I saw that earlier in the fight. And look at Tutu. Out of mana. That's trouble.
Yep.
And Batrider's hunting. Oh, he blinks into the trees. Now he won't have mana for a TP scroll. Mu goes north. Then Flame breaks out. Veronica's here as well. This anti-mage is in a lot of trouble. He's going to have one more blink. He gets disrupted, but he'll get mana burn. He won't have it. Now he's lifted, and he's going to drop, and they can just hunt him all day long with Disruption, Lasso, and Prophet. Oh, boy. Good luck ever having mana to do anything, and good luck ever getting away when you're lassoed. This is trouble.
I remember the days when Shadow Demon just came to Dota 2. People were wondering about the hero, and people were saying, well, this is a great counter to Anti-Mage because Disruption, his illusions can mana burn you. People say, well, Anti-Mage can still blink outside, but you always get those first 2 hits, and that's minus 128 mana. Anti-Mage doesn't have a huge mana pool to begin with, so if you're playing greedy, well, I mean, that's what happens. You can't blink, and once you can blink, Anti-Mage is suddenly not as threatening as he used to be.
Bruno, they still haven't gone for Roche. They have Prophet, they have Chen. They've got the mech out. They have a BKB on the Void. They have a Batrider who could easily carry a gem with 4 staff, boots of travel, and a blink. What are they waiting for? They should have that map control. They should be able to take a Roche fight. The one concern, I suppose, is if you get a huge RP, you could be in trouble, but that's what your bat with a gem is for. That's what your vision is for, so that you don't get caught by that. I'm honestly a little disappointed that Tongfu hasn't at least pressured that a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that they have 2 great initiating heroes, so you can go with the RP, and even if you, I mean, Batrider jumps into you or something, Puck can blink immediately, and then suddenly, with the Dream Call, that Batrider Lasso isn't going anywhere. So, I don't know, maybe they're just playing it safe. I agree with that.
They do have the gem now, by the way, on Mu.
Yeah.
This is such a good pickup for him, and whether it's the Night Stalker or the Bat, he always seems to be playing these heroes that can really abuse that gem.
Yeah. Oh, and Faceless Voice is coming right now.
Faceless Voice is coming. This Hammerhead Shark has a BKB. He's going to go in on Banana. No way out.
Right. Banana, you're dying too much. I mean, we were speaking about Veronica with 8 deaths, but Banana, 4 is not that bad, but it seems that they always pick him up.
Top lane, long DD, by himself here. Don't RP for this one, please, AK, because the last time he blew his RP, that really cost the mid. He's not going to. And long DD is going to die, and with this, his creeps will be massacred. Here comes Hal. Bruno?
He still I was thinking, he still has his Chronosphere. So he might want to do something. He's really alone, and he can't fight against 4 heroes. That Magnus still has his RP, and even though Dream Coil is not online anymore, I mean, they can still kill him. He's not unbeatable, even with his BKB.
So how Yasha out now? Manta coming soon. He is out pushing the Void. He is definitely out farming him. The big difference here is that tower gold. They are a bit lacking. I think ForLove could ninja a Roche. I honestly am a little surprised Tutu hasn't tried to ninja it either. There's a ping coming out from Batrider. It's a little bit dangerous with the bat on the field, and now he's got the gem. So maybe not a good idea now, but we'll see. If they ever win a fight, whoever wins this next fight, most likely taking Roche. Why is that bottle on the ground?
Oh, it seems that the next fight will be at Roche, because look at that small...
Batman. He blinks into 2, though. I don't know about this. You got to kill that mag quickly. He's still alive. He's going to be able to skewer away to safety. Their lasso's on cooldown. Hal joins the fight, but he's a little bit late. And then a blink away, a dollar late, a blink short. And he'll get away to safety.
Yeah, and now again, will they go for that Roche now?
I don't think they can.
They can if they kill him really fast, but they didn't blow anything. I mean, all the ultimates are online for ForLove, and as long as they can get some HP, yeah, no, they're not going for it.
Hal, finish the Centaur. He's Tutu, not Hal, but he's too afraid. So,
well,
let's see.
Manchay's up. Oh, well, not yet. I mean, in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll be up.
Not gonna wait for it. Wants those 10 seconds to run to the lane.
Yep. Well, I mean, he can always get it. It's not like he needs it right now. There's no fights coming along in the next couple minutes at least. Let's see. Speaking of that, let's speak item progression. Leshrak is going for that mech slowly but steady. Hansi is just he has a gem as well. So Shadow Demon gem.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
I'm just going for the pipe, I suppose. Yeah, sounds like. I mean, he maybe eventually will go for a pipe, which is good. I mean, against Ruvik, against Bad Rider and the Firefly, it always helps.
2-2. Your team can't save you here with that Force Staff, even though they're in backup. I don't think they're close enough. Now 2-2 gets chronoed, and he should melt to this. Really nice movement by Mu there. He was invis, finds the opening, one wave too far, and the team was there, but they just weren't close enough, and this is looking to be trouble. There's an RP, but I think they just have to retreat here. If they blow the RP now, they have no damage to follow up, and then they're not going to be able to fight. And with Anti-Mage dead, there's no split pushing. Even with the... It's just... They're getting massacred, really.
Yep.
That was a big engage. They lost the gem as well. Wow, Sangshade stealing the orb. Orbs chasing orbs down.
Wow.
In a battle of pure energy, who prevails? Rubik. That's it.
Rubik, apparently. Yeah, the last orb standing. The problem right now is that, well, they're going to get that tier 2 for free right now if they want, and they definitely want. They could also alternatively go for Rush, but, I mean, if they go for the tier 2, they can't do both things. They burned the Chronosphere, which won't be up for 40 seconds or so, and the Lasso is up, but, I mean, I don't know. I feel they might just even start to go for high ground right now and see what happens.
I think you played safe here, but let's see. Maybe they will try to. Going high ground against RP, always risky, because it wasn't used in that last fight. I think what they're going to look to do is just siege this. I don't think we'll see them commit their whole team to it. Maybe they will. Everybody going high ground. Let's see if that's a mistake. It's not if Moo's finding the openings with the lasso, which he does. Banana picked off. Bruno, we've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
The Spat Rider. Big plays. Why are teams not banning him? Honestly. He's just too good.
And they got the tier 3 tower, and there's nothing they could do about it. Again, those 3 centaurs, like the other game. I mean, it's really tough. It's 6 seconds of lockdown, even for the Randy Mage. He doesn't even want to get near that. So now, maybe time for Roche.
Well, Chrono's back up. I hear... Oh, that's just the Chen.
BKB up on Bad Rider. Also that.
This is a very, very fat Bat Rider. Blink, BKB, Gem, Force Staff, Boots of Travel. All he really needs is the Shivas now, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Long DD is probably going, sorry, not Long DD, Veronica is probably going for the Shipstick now that Necro 3 is up, and he has 2,000 gold, so he can probably go for it. And once it happens, that Animate is going to be, maybe he's just going to need a, I don't know.
This is, I gotta go back to the laning stage where they killed Prophet like 4 or 5 times, but this is the problem with just ganking a Prophet in the off lane. If you lose your other lanes, the Prophet's gonna have openings to come back when the mid game tempo controller, like the Bat, is just ganking all over the place. If you slow down the Bat, Anti-Mage can solo that Prophet. He didn't really need the ganks anyway. He could dominate the lane 1v1, so I gotta go back to that laning stage and say, ForLove, that was a blunder, not at least going to try and gank the Bat Rider before he got his blink up, especially when Puck died early. Once Puck died, then they had to start helping him. They didn't do that, and it's just been Bat Rider completely controlling the game ever since.
Yep. And, Anti-Mage, what are you doing right there in no man's land?
Wait, what's the tower? The illusions will claim it.
Oh, well, that was smart, but if one of those centaurs had stunned him...
he could have died there, yeah.
Yeah, he could have died easily, I mean...
Because Bat Rider wasn't that far off. He would have been in range for the lasso.
Probably that Animage wants to go for a heart right now. I mean, you can go for a butterfly as well and be greedy, but there's lots of damage coming from everywhere, and not all of that is right-click damage, so...
I'm actually going to go back to something Winner says, which is, well... I don't think he can fight. Like, that's the thing. If he can't fight in this game, which I don't know that he can, if he gets chronoed, I think he dies anyway, even with the heart. I think they can still bring him down once Void is that next item, which the butterfly is about to be out. I think he's got to win this by split pushing, and then once he gets really fat, maybe he can come to the fights with the mag. But that's going to be at their base anyway, so I would almost rather see him go for the butterfly. Like, I agree with you. He's not going to live in the fights without a heart. I just don't think he can fight anyway. Like, even if he has the heart, I still think he's going to melt.
The problem is that, I mean, you can say that 15 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, but right now, the problem is that...
Bat Rider comes in. He's purged, wall BKB, but that was a chrono on the entire enemy team, and Hal's just chopping away. 2-2 is lassoed up. after the chrono ends. He will Manta and blink away to safety, but he's only running. He's not fighting any longer. Meanwhile, the support's getting picked off. Hansi will drop a headlong retreat. Tutu's got to immediately start pushing out, but he can't really get the lanes that pushed. Oh boy.
What a good chronosphere. That was it.
Incredible.
I mean, he killed straight away. He killed the Puck and the Magnus. So no counter initiation, no chain stunning, nothing. And finally, Faceless Void has his Aegis. And right now, this seems really favoring Tongfu.
And that, you know, that was with what it looked in some ways like a decent opening, because Bat blew his BKB but couldn't get range for Lasso because he got purged. But like you said, the key issue in that fight, both counter initiators, the Puck and the Mag, were caught. And if both of those heroes are caught in the chrono, you can't team fight. Especially when Mag is dying during the chrono. He's not getting that RP off. Now the Aegis somehow. And here comes just the man up on the racks. And once again, he's always here, Moo. And you can't even blame Banana. It's just great play by Moo, I gotta say. Two heroes getting caught out of position, brought back to the tower, but where's that anti-mage? He is here, but can he really fight? He's gonna pick off one, but you gotta kill Hao, and he can't man up against Hao. He's not counter-pushing anywhere. The Illusion's doing a little bit of chip damage. I think this might be it.
And they killed the Nature's Prophet, like, both back, and immediately he's back into the fight. So that was, terrible. Even Sansheng stole the RP in that fight, and RP'd Magnus back as soon as he got out of the stun. So everything going their way, and they're calling GG right now.
Wow, Tongfu just completely outclassing ForLove. This was a very one-sided. This game too, very one-sided. Chrono and his team to steal the range racks. Nicely done, Hao.
Yep, he wants his GPM.
You're a pro carry player now.
It's all about getting those points in the Fantasy League, right?
Well, apparently. I should, Hao's a good player to have on your team, I gotta say. I think YYF's still the star pickup, even though he's quite expensive. He's, what was he yesterday? 34, 0, and 23? Or was that over the whole group stage?
Oh, yeah, that was yesterday.
Just yesterday.
With his light star.
Because he's a three. We're used to seeing YYF in like that three position kind of ganker, but he's been playing the lifestealer a lot. He's been playing more of a carry role, and teams are trying to shut down Joe and Ferrari, and YYF's like, okay, I'm just gonna get really fat. But yeah, Hao was a good pickup for today as well, I think.
Yep. Well, I mean, we saw good games. I don't think that ForLove at any moment stood a chance. I mean, they didn't control the first match. They lost that laning phase. In this match, they were even, but they never ceased complete control. That Faceless Void was always one step ahead of the anti-mage. But anyway, I mean, there were decent matches, very interesting picks, very interesting stories, and we'll see them again soon. I don't think ForLove is out right now. How does this go?
It's a best out of 3. They are out. It's single elimination in the playoffs. So ForLove is eliminated off of this. Tongfu moves on to the semifinals, where LGD International will be waiting for them.
Okay, well, it was a nice run for them. ForLove, I mean, we remember their first match, beating DK 2-0. That was their highlight of the tournament, I guess. And, I mean, yeah, they probably didn't look as convincing today. But hopefully, we'll see this team, more of this team in next tournaments. And they're clearly a contender. Not probably a team to get that first place in every single tournament, but probably a top 4, top 8 team in most of the Southeast Asian and Chinese tournaments.
A tough loss for ForLove. Tongfu looking a little bit more solid today. Like you said, ForLove, they started this tournament off as such a shocker. Not only beating DK, but 2-0ing them and doing so in quite convincing fashion. And yet they just couldn't do it when it counted in the round of 6. Tongfu could. Tongfu, they're on a bit of a run here after a bad start in the group stages yesterday. They've strung some big wins together when it counted. They move on to face LGD International in the semifinals, which will be happening. Well, the semifinals start tomorrow. I don't know offhand which matches first. I think they run over the course of 4 days. But before we get to that, Bruno, we have another matchup. That one's coming later today. It's going to be LGD China versus the upstarts, Vici Gaming, who will be very heavy underdogs. In spite of good performances yesterday, you got to give LGD China the edge, but Vici Gaming have already surprised us a lot, so you never know.
You never know, but LGD China, I mean, they've been playing really convincingly. They didn't win. They lost against LGD International, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Vici Gaming? Or
no,
LGD China?
LGD China, yeah. I think they lost to LGD International and won the other 2 matches.
I believe that's correct. LGD International, they lost to DK. That was the match they lost.
Yeah, so they definitely won against LGD China. But I mean, again, very convincing team. they have history backing them up. They have good performances recently in the G League, even in the international too. VG Gaming, kind of the new team on the block. Pop stars, and when you say pop stars, that's something good and something bad at the same time, because it means that you can see great individual play, but the team play might be lacking, and that's pretty much the story of what we've seen in the group stage.
Like you said, though, they've shown a tremendous growth over the course. Let's remember, it's been like, what, 3 days of seeing Vici Gaming, and the first day, they looked lost. Winter was not even being harsh, but just constantly pointing out lack of warding, lack of map awareness, the carry not split pushing when he needed to be, questionable item selections, questionable decision-making by players, and by the overall team when it came to strategy. You look at some of their later matches, not perfect, still mistakes, but much more solid overall play. Sure, their opponents made some mistakes of their own, but Vici Gaming, they've really gelled as a team. I don't see them beating LGD China, but even if they lose that match, you have to wonder over the next 4 to 5 months, if they can improve this much in 3 or 4 days, how much can they improve when they've actually had a proper amount of practice? How much will they improve before the next G League, before Ace League? You know, hopefully we'll see the next season that's sometime this year before the International 3. And, you know, before the next season of G1 or whatever other tournaments are coming up in Asia. It's scary. If they can improve this much in 3 days, I see a lot of potential in them. But it's so this matchup, yeah, it's going to be tough to beat LGD China.
Yeah, but if they beat them, that will be the story of
People are going to be anointing them as the new kings. If they beat LGD China, I think they're just going to be straight up anointed as one of the best teams, which will probably be overkill. But hey, if you can beat LGD China in a money match like this, it counts.
Yeah, definitely. And I really want to see the Chinese stream when they do the how many people favor one team over the other. I think we're going to see a 95-5 for LGD China. But I might be wrong, and they were saying 95-5 for DK on that first match too, against ForLove, and ForLove took it. So, I mean, people can have their favorites, but you never know, and it's never a told story from the beginning. You have to see what happens during the game.
Yeah, we'll find out, but I guess predictions for that match. Do you expect a clean 2-0 from LGD China? You think Vici can at least take a game? What do you expect?
I expect a 2-0 from LGD China. Not that I want that. I mean, I would hope to see a 2-1 match, no matter who wins. Probably, I still root for LGD China. I like the players there, and I don't know that much of Vici Gaming to make sure. But hopefully we'll have an interesting series, not a stomp. That's all I'm asking for.
Well, guys, with all that...
What about you?
The last time I said Vici Gaming was going to win, or... I think I was saying it just to be contrary to Winter. I think I said, oh, VG Gaming's gonna 2-1 this, and well, of course I was wrong about that. That was on day 2, I believe. But yeah, I gotta say LGD China 2-0. I don't see VG Gaming because LGD China. One thing that VG Gaming did sort of go their way, their opponents were not playing very disciplined. Dodo, we saw a lot of mistakes from their opponents. LGD China is arguably the most mistake-free team in Asia. I say what you will about them, they do have some weaknesses as a team, but their real strength is overall very strong team decision making and mistake-free play. They may not have the strongest individual skill compared to say IG. And there's individual skill still amazing. It may not be the best in the Chinese scene, compared mainly, I think, to maybe to DK, but certainly to IG. But they're very limited when it comes to mistakes, and that's something that VG Gaming did kind of rely on. Like even that big RP yesterday, only made possible by 5 heroes clustering up, and that's something I don't see LGD China making those positional errors, those strategic miscues.
Yeah, and as you say, they're playing very safely. I think you made a joke about that they could be sponsored by... Do you remember that?
What was it?
I think a condom company or something like that, because they were playing really safe.
Oh, safety first.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm never gonna live that one down. All right, Bruno. No. I'm gonna let you go. I think it's like 5 or 6 a.m. there.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. and I have lunch in 4 hours, so I have to sleep for some.
All right, guys, make sure to follow this man, Bruno. You got to change your Twitter name though, because DA Fantasy League, like nobody knows that Statsman's Bruno. I think you need to change it personally. Bruno Dota.
Probably.
That's for me.
Yeah.
But either way, guys, make sure to follow Bruno, support him. Twitter.com/DA Fantasy League for now. Hopefully, he'll change it in the future to something more memorable. Of course, his website, Dota-Academy.com. You can find tons of great statistical information on tournaments. I think you're planning to revamp it soon, right?
Yeah, there's things coming. I mean, you have to stay tuned to CyberMat's blog because something big will be there, and
Something
it
big.
has to do with us.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get the dirty goods on what's happening. I'm excited now. And last but not least, play Fantasy G League. Although I guess it's a little bit late to sign up now. You can, but it's gonna be hard to catch up. I
You
think.
can play with friends.
Yeah, you can still play
I mean,
with friends.
just-
Start a new league now. Fantasy.dota-academy.com. So Bruno, anything else you want to plug? Any final words? Any wisdom for all the youngins out there?
Shout out to everyone watching the stream, and I hope I'll be joining you anytime soon before, I don't know, any of these days. Well, I mean, have fun in the next game, and after I wake up, you tell me how it went.
All right, Bruno. Good night. Thanks for Thanks for
Night.
coming on to Cast. We love it. We'll hope to have you back soon. Guys, the next match for today will be LGD China versus Vici Gaming. That one scheduled to kick off in 3 hours. But the good news is I'm not going to force you to sit through commercials the entire time. We'll take a little break. We'll run some commercials. But probably in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, we'll come back and we'll have some fun replays. Yesterday, we showed some epic games and the day before that. But today, we're going to have some more fun, entertaining ones. So if you haven't seen EG versus SQL from the G1 League qualifiers, even though my microphone quality was damn awful then, stay tuned. You're going to want to see this. This is a can't-miss rerun. One of the funniest and most entertaining clowny games you'll ever watch of competitive Dota. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you on the flip side.